Well, check out this beautiful setting. Checking out Merrifield Garden Center in Fairfax as we talk spring planting. I've got with me Michael Fay from Merrifield Garden Center. First of all, thanks for having us out here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Brian.
Can we just touch on maybe some of these plants that we have in front of us here and just kind of talk about a little some of the options here?
We've got a bunch of my favorites in here. This is a lace leaf Japanese maple. Some of the stuff that's given us color in the front here, these are different types of salvias. There's a clematis, there's a viburnum that's blooming right here. And this is a great assortment from herbaceous perennials to woody trees and shrubs that are going to provide architecture in the landscape throughout the winter months. We've got some evergreens in here as well with some of the rhodos that are blooming right now. And that's what makes gardening and this season and every season so fun is you've got such a wealth of variety of plants doing different things at different times of years. You've got great foliage color like the Japanese maple that's right here. And this is a beautiful example of how to mix different types of plants from different areas of the garden center in a container setting that you could easily put in a small space or on a balcony.
And I think that's one of the things that sets you guys apart here is that not only are you selling plants and all kinds of landscaping things, you also have the knowledge behind it, so you can ask anyone in the facility and they'll help you, guide you to take care of this plant.
Certainly, and just as you mentioned, we've got a wealth of horticultural knowledge at all three of our locations in every department. So for instance, if you came in and asked me about a plant I wasn't as familiar with, I could very easily get you to the right person. But when customers buy plants from us, whether we install them or they install them themselves, that's developing a lifelong relationship with us. So our objective is to help you to be successful with the endeavor.
It's true. We want the plants to make it a little bit longer. Right. Let's talk about spaces. Some of us have yards. Some of us may live in condos. Are there plants that can thrive in, say, maybe a balcony for an apartment or condo?
Absolutely, and obviously there's a wide variety of environments found in various balcony settings. I myself live in a townhome, so I've got a very small front garden space, and it transitioned from a very sunny, open exposure to the neighbor's tree overgrowing the space and turning into a shade garden. It's really more of a container type planting scenario than it is planting in like a big open landscape. And there's a lot of great options. And I tell people, don't limit yourselves either, based on what we've provided in one department. Really think outside the box, because you can plant anything. Just because it's sold as something that's supposed to be a multi-yeared planting doesn't mean that you can't use it for some seasonal interests and then potentially do away with it and replace it in the future.
But the next part, I guess, is the care and how to take care of, because some plants require a little more water, some require a little bit more sunlight. I guess it's important to understand what you're planting so that you can help keep said plant alive.
Yeah, sure. And that's, you can, in multiple ways, set yourself up for success. Obviously, plant selection goes a long way. Let's start with just the right plants in the right place for that environment. And then the soil quality. At the time of planting, you can really do yourself a service and set yourself up for success with adding the correct soil amendments. We've got our Merrifield planting mix, which is fantastic for putting plants in the ground. There's the Merrifield potting mix if you're doing container plantings on balconies, and then watering. It's so easy to be successful as long as you understand the needs of those plants and when they need them. And watering goes such a long way towards having a successful garden.
So the first step, I guess, is just stopping by your local Merrifield Garden Center, and you have multiple locations?
We do. We have 3 locations: Falls Church, our Merrifield store, our Fair Oaks location, and then our Gainesville store out on Wellington Road. Stop by. We'd be delighted to help you and get you set up with the right plants for your environment and help coach you along the way.
Your yard can look as beautiful as the setup we have here. Thanks so much, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.